Today we're going to talk a little bit about pre-approval pitfalls, some of the things that affect our buyers, affect our agents, affect our sellers, affect everybody involved in this transaction. So I get a lot of clients that will call me up and they'll say, well, I was pre-approved at Quicken Loans. And the first question, or Bank of America, I don't want to single anybody out, or Wells Fargo, or Chase Manhattan, or Citizens Bank, or any of my competitors, we'll call them. And the first question I will ask these clients when they say, I have a pre-approval already, is, did you send them your income documentations? Did you send them your W-2s, your full federal tax returns? Did you send them your bank statements? Have they taken a look at these important documents? And sometimes you'll get the, they asked me about my income, or they grabbed my W-2, or, well, no, I didn't send my bank statement. Why? Why do I need to send my bank statement? I have $50,000 in the bank. It's not a big deal. The answer to that question
that one.
Is, what's that?
Why do I have to do it? Well, because you're buying a house, and we need proof.
Well, I can understand. I truly can empathize with that client that says, I'm an 800 credit score. Mm-hmm. I have plenty of money. I make plenty of money. I understand. I completely do. When I bought my last house, I understand. I have great credit. I make plenty of money, and I have plenty of assets. Mm-hmm. I should have been a slam dunk. Mm-hmm. But even in my loan, as an owner of a company, there were little things that came up during that process that had to be addressed. Some of those were large deposits. When I deposit money from my business into my personal account, all of those have to be sourced and seasoned. And as Teresa was talking about the CFPB, people think that it's me, or it's, how come this particular lender wants us to, source and season that money? Or how come this particular lender cares about that large deposit? They don't care either. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to verify anything. Trust me, every lender out there would love it if we could say, oh, you have a 700 credit score and you make a lot of money, done. They would. But the CFPB has something to say about that. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has set so many new laws and regulations that it's our job to make sure we do it right. I use the analogy of the doctor walking into the doctor's office and saying, doctor, what's wrong with me? And he says, well, jump up on the table. Let me take a listen to your heart. No. Well, let me look in your eyes. No. Let me look in your ears. No. And then you want that doctor to give you a prognosis. Thank you. You want that doctor to give you a prognosis. And then you're going to sue him for giving you the wrong prognosis. And this Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, trust me, they're out there. And they're looking for people that aren't doing it right. And right now, you may be able to walk into any local bank, and you might be able to say, am I pre-approved? And they may be able to write on that little piece of paper that's really worth nothing and tell you that you're pre-approved. But eventually, the CFPB is going to get enough complaints that they're going to start telling people to issue a pre-approval letter, you need to do the following. I'm actually shocked that they don't have to do it right now, to be honest with you. The fact that there are no set standards on how you get pre-approved is amazing to me. At A-Plus Mortgage, we have set standards. We want your full federal tax returns. We want your W-2s for the last 2 years. We want your recent bank statement, and we want a recent pay stub. The reason for this is I need to see, do you have deductions on your pay stubs? Do you have a Schedule C? Do you have rental income that you didn't tell me about? Do you have a self-employed business that you just forgot to mention?
Child support, alimony.
All these things come up.
Tax lien.
I had one not too long ago. Guy made plenty of money. Unfortunately, he has a small little LLC that he set up. It's a call hogging business, and somehow the guy manages to take a $60,000 loss on this company. Well, that makes a huge difference. You just went from a $100,000 a year income to a $40,000 a year income overnight. And they don't realize that. They say, well, no, my paycheck is for $100,000 at the end of the year. I make this money. I don't really lose that money in my company. We say, well, you told Uncle Sam that you do. And again, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the government agencies, they're all kind of working in synergy together now to make sure that self-employed people either don't get the house that they want or pay Uncle Sam their tax dollars.
Well, and Dan, to your point, some of these pre-approvals, they're just not worth the paper they're written on. It's just not. True. I've seen pre-approvals come across my desk that simply say, based on the information you've given me, you are pre-qualified to purchase a home.
I hate those.
Credit report wasn't even pulled.
Yeah. Well, where I really get upset on this, Dean, and I said to a client who walked in my office from a realtor, and it was an uphill battle because their realtor friend had told them, you shouldn't get pre-approved until you find a house. which to me makes no sense.
That makes no sense. And
But I
we
said
won't
to
even
them-
show them a house.
Yeah, well, because
without
they have a
pre-approval.
6-week-old baby, I looked them in the eye and I said, you will appreciate this when you are a homeowner. You have a 6-week-old baby. Now, I want you to imagine somebody walking through your home, looking at your child's stuff, looking at your stuff, maybe rummaging through your drawers for all you know.
You're going to creep
because-
them out from selling at all.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
if you have somebody walking through your home, you want to know that they can buy your home.
Yeah.
Why would you want somebody that couldn't buy a stick of gum walking through your $300,000, $400,000, $200,000 home pretending they're going to buy it? You don't want a tire kicker in your home. You really shouldn't have a tire kicker. And shame on the mortgage broker or mortgage lender that issues a pre-approval to somebody without knowing if they're really a tire kicker, because you have a seller's agent, you have a buyer's agent, you have a seller, you might have another seller on the other side. Once this person sells their house, they're buying another. You're affecting 5 or 6 different people's lives by not doing it right.
And in addition to that, Dan, let's not forget the buyer, because a buyer is let down in that process. They're told they can buy a house. They're told they qualify. They get excited. They turn their life upside down trying to find their new home. Some have even given the notice to their landlord because they're told they can buy a house, and they were never pre-qualified to begin with.
Absolutely.
That's the there are a lot of other people that are affected unnecessarily, but let's not forget the buyer who was just let down.
No, I agree.
And the deposit's at risk. I mean, a lot of people
Absolutely.
don't understand
If they're
that.
already in contract, yes,
Yeah,
they could lose
everybody
their deposit.
thinks they're going to get their deposit back, and it's just a guarantee. And we all know it's not a guarantee. People have lost deposits over time. It
Only
happens.
guarantees are death and taxes.